Hello Divi Nation and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to download and install our free blog post template for Divi's Landscape Maintenance Layout Pack. This is the final result we're aiming to achieve, so without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to download the free blog post layout for the Landscape Maintenance Pack. So I'm going to come over here to this link, which I'll link to in the video description below, so you can go and download it. So the first thing you want to do here is to first go and download it. And it's for free. So I'm going to add my email address, click on download, and then click on download the files. Okay, great. You can see here they've been downloaded on the bottom of my screen here. So what I need to do is to locate this. So I'm going to click on show in Finder, and here it is. Next, I'm going to double click on it to unzip the file, and here it is. This is a single .json file. It's important that we unzip this file because if we don't, it's going to be very, very difficult to install it. In fact, it won't even install. Now, before I install this template, let me just show you what our default blog post page looks like. So over here, we have just a basic out of the box Divi installation. So this is how things look. So after we've installed our layout, then things should change. So I'm going to open this in a new tab so we can do a before and after. Okay, so what you need to do is to scroll all the way down here to Divi, click on Theme Builder. Next, we want to install our layout. So I'm going to click here on Portability, click on Import, and then remember that file that we downloaded, which is right here. I'm going to drag and drop it here. Click on Import Divi Theme Builder Template. Great. So now it has been imported. So if I hit Save Changes now, and remember, this is how it looked like. So if I refresh the page, this layout should change. And sure enough, the layout has changed. This looks much, much better. And you can see here that this looks much better. It's beautiful. And it also has the comment section here. Well designed. It also has this sign up for the newsletter. Fantastic. So the question is, can we customize this to match with the rest of our website if we needed to? And that is customizing our fonts, our colors, and so on. And that is what I'm going to show you next. So back over here now, if you want to customize this template, you want to click here on this little pencil icon. It's going to take us to the builder. Okay, so we are in the builder now. So first things first, you may want to start here with the top section. So I'm going to click here on section settings. And then I'm going to come over here to background. So this is the background color that we have, but of course you can change this if you needed to. And then over here is where we have our featured image. So whatever image we have for our blog post is going to be shown here. And this is what we can see here right at the top. So if you don't want an image, you can just delete it here. And now on the top here, this image here will not show. It will just show a blank color, which in case will be this color. So it's up to you whether you're going to have it or you want to get rid of it. Okay, so that's all you need to do here for this section. So I'm just going to close out of that. And let's take a look now at the next part, which is right here. So this again is a section. I'm going to come over here to the background because I can see there's a background color. So if you have your own color palette, this is where you want to go in and choose your color, and you can see it is updating over here in the back. Okay, so that is where you change your section colors. Again, I'm going to close out of that. Now moving on, I'm going to go into my row settings. Now here in this row setting, we have a column. So this single column here has a few settings. So if you want to see the settings, what you could also do is to click here on these three little dots. And then you can go to view modified styles. So this is where you can see what changes have been done to this row. So far we can see that there's a gutter width and we also have a background color. So now I know if I click here, it's going to update the color, and there we go. So that's the color that we get when we update that. Okay. And if I scroll further down here, I can see we have some padding and also our width has been adjusted. So you can always go in and make those adjustments. But what is important here is to see how we can go in and adjust this text. So again, I'm going to click on this gear icon. It's going to take us into our text settings. So this text here is showing here dynamically. So if I were to, in fact, you know what? Let me show you. So this is showing the category and this is hiking clothing. So over here, if I wanted to make any changes to this, I'll click on this pencil icon. So here we can choose our font. So let's say I choose Poppins. You can see it has been updated, and we can also change the colors of our font. So you can see here it is changing. So this is where you would go in and make those changes. If you want to increase the size, you can just scroll further down here, increase the size until you're happy with the size. Okay, I'm gonna close out of here. Next, let's take a look here at our main post title. So for our post title, you can see again, this is dynamic text. And if you need to customize it, you want to click on this paintbrush icon. And here the font we have is Tajawal, I think. So we can go in and choose a different font by just doing that. And now you can see this is Poppins. We can also further change the color. So if this is the color palette you have for your website, you can always come in here and update your color palette that way. I mean, your colors for your font. Moving on, we also have this area here. So I can see here that this is a line which was created using a divider. So here, if we say show divider, or you can say yes or no to that. But if you want to customize the colors and so on, you can just come over here to the line. And this is where you can go in and change the color of the line. So this applies also to the bottom one. Now let's go into one of these. So these are blurbs. And again, these are dynamic. So we can go in and make customizations to this by coming over here to design. So on image and icon, we can change our icon colors. So let's say we want to change it to that. I don't know if you can see that, but the icon inside has changed. And then the circle can also be updated by doing that. In fact, this is the circle border. That's what I'm looking for. So we've just customized that. Next, if you want to change the font for the name, you can just come over here. For example, let's say you want to choose Poppins. That's how you would update it. And that's looking good. Okay, so you want to repeat the process for the other two, and that should look okay. Right, next, let's take a look at our post content. So our post content settings, we can go over here to design. And as you can see, there's a lot to go in and customize here. If you want to customize the paragraph text, you can just come over here, select Poppins, and our paragraph text has been updated. And you can also do the same for the headings. So this one here is heading 1. You can go in and make changes to that, change colors, and so on. Okay, so moving on, let's take a look here at this area here. And to make customizations to this, you want to go in here and select our text settings. Again, just like how I've been doing before, all the text settings can be adjusted the same way. Come over here to design, and to make sure you are using the right setting, just click on this paintbrush icon, and you can now make changes to it. So you can see there it is updating. Fantastic. All right, so the same applies here. You can go in and adjust the same text, and that should work the same way. Right, so moving on, we have our related posts here. So for our related posts, if you want to customize that text, you can just go into your blog settings, and again, hover over here, click on your title, and this will adjust your title. So if you look at that, my text here has updated like that. And if you want to adjust the paragraph, in fact, before we go to the paragraph text, if you want to match everything with your fonts, you can just select your font from here, and you can see it has been updated. And I'm also going to do the same for the paragraph text here. I'm going to go to my default here, choose Poppins, and that has been updated as well. And you can also change the colors here as needed. Okay, so let's close out of here. Next, we have our email opt-in. So I'm going to come over here, and this one here is very important because you need to set this up correctly. If you don't, things won't work out. So the idea here is to collect emails. So we want that so when someone leaves their email address here and hit subscribe, they'll be added to the email database. So what we need to do here is to first sign up for an email service provider. And there's quite a lot that integrate with Divi here. So if I click on email account, you can see here on service provider, we have MailChimp, Emma, FeedBurner, Fluent CRM, GetResponse, and so on. So there's quite a lot to choose from. So once you're connected, you also need to create a list specific to this email opt-in. So once you've selected your list, it will show up on the drop down here when you click on Fetch List. because this is how it integrates with your service provider. Once you've done that, the next step now is to come over here to success action. So this is the message that you want to show after your subscriber has hit subscribe. So you can set it to whatever you want. But if you want to redirect to a specific page, first create the page and then come over here, choose redirect to custom URL, and then paste the URL here. So this could be maybe a thank you page that is shown after they've entered their email address and clicked on subscribe. So that's all you need to do to set it up. Now let's go into really the design of it. So for the design, let's start here with the background. So this is the background color that we have. We can change the background color to whatever color that we want. So next, we can also play around with the button here. So let's say you want to change the button color. Just update it like that. Button background color can be adjusted here. So this is where you would choose your button background. And you can see here it is updating in real time. Okay, so that is the opt-in. Moving on, we have the opt-in here as well. So the setup is the same as you would over here. So just make sure you go through the same process. If it's going to be a different list, just make sure you've linked it to the right list. On the bottom here, we have our social media icons. So we want to make sure that they are linking to the right place. So the quickest way to do that is by clicking on this gear icon, click on link, and this is where you want to add your Facebook page so that when people click here, they are linked to your Facebook page. Once you've added the page here, you click on back, you go to Twitter, do the same thing, click on the gear icon, select link, and then paste it in here. And then finally, you have Instagram, you just do the same. So let's say you want to add another channel. So all you do is to duplicate it and then click on this gear icon. And then on the drop down here, you just choose the one you want. So in this case, let's say I need to add YouTube. You can see there, everything looks the same and everything looks really customized. Okay, so let's say now you want to change the colors of your icons. All you need to do is to go back to our social media follow settings, click on design, and then over here on icon is where you can make your adjustments. So you can see as I'm clicking through here, my icon is changing. Okay, so that's where you would change or add your icons. We also have the border here. And as you can see, we have our border width. We can change our border color here like that. So everything now really matches. But if you don't want the borders, you can just remove them by just setting your border to 0. But of course, it's up to you how you want to have it. Okay, so I'm going to close out of here and let's move on to the next section. And this section here is all about the comments. Now, the same thing can be done here. You can see there's a bit of customizations that were done to the background and the buttons and so on. So to customize this, click on this gear icon to go into your comment settings. And let's start here with the buttons. I'm going to come over here to design, click on button, and this is where we get this color here. So this is our button background. We can change it like that. And you can see it's updating in real time. So this is where you would add your colors. Next, every single item here you want to customize, just click on this paintbrush icon. So here you can see we have our comment font. We can change that to say Poppins. We can change the color. So you can see it's very easy to go in and customize each and every item here. So let's say I want to change that too. I can just update all my colors and my fonts. Again, I'm going to choose Poppins. And you can see here the color has also updated. So you can continue doing that until you're happy with how this looks like. So our field's background color here, I can even go as extreme as that, or just maybe perhaps make it quite subtle like that. So that is how you can go in and customize this layout and make it look like your own design, matching with the rest of your website. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.